Good morning again, and welcome to my channel. Hope you guys had a great morning. I like to say hello to everybody out there that listens to me and that really appreciates the information that I have to give so that we can release all this out into the ethers, let it play out, bring out all this energy, and let it participate out of us. Okay, we clear this energy out of us, and then we actually let in positive energy that allows us to continue our evolution into the unknown, into the spaces and the places where we've been before, but we're just remembering these things. So first, to get started, I did a previous video, and there was a pair that had an issue where one of them needed to become more whole, as to speak, and the other was more advanced in a certain way and allowed this person to participate easier in everything that's going on and the things that are abound. Okay, so I do remember a few more stories about this, and it just dawned on me that I'm going to articulate these just small scenarios of what is life like, and how does ascension work, and how are individuals participating in this process now, and just how it feels, when you're on the ship, where you're not on the ship, and the experiences that you get along with that. So there's plenty of that to come. I just need to remember most of it clearly, and maybe the less that I speak would equal to just me remembering those things, and maybe I'll put in my 2 cents in for a decent interpretation about the scenarios that goes on with these two pairs, which is very interesting. It's a good example of what we can expect and how we experience most of it. It's very interesting, to say the least, but I know I'm leaving a lot to speculation now. You'd like to know right away, and I'll see if I can get a video out to you probably before the end of this week, at least one of those stories. But now I'd like to say I received a channeling. The channeling is very interesting. It's two parts. Because last night I spoke to, and in the channeled message to a Pleiadian called Lakkar. And it felt like in my head I saw the words L-A-K-K-A, Lakkar. Lakkar. All right. So he's a doctor, so to speak. He's a specialist in medicine, whatever that may be. He says there's 80% compatibility in the hemispheres of most of the beings that we have here on Earth. Okay, so if you understand this, then you'd say, well, there's a group of consciousness beings that are aligned, at least in an 80%, for a positive and very good ascension that we're about to experience, which is great. It really does. I feel joy and I feel happiness, and it's how it manifests itself, which is good. All right, now I did receive just now, fresh off the press, a channeling which is very interesting. So I think you're gonna really like this. So it seems like it goes along with the pattern. That's why I mentioned our feline friend earlier, because this is a continuation of this. The previous stories will be just previous stories of what I can remember, but they've been prevalent through me for a while, and because we're receiving this positive energy, we're now getting all this information in, and I'm beginning to put it together so it can make sense for all of you. Okay? All right. So they go on to say, now we will use this one. You ask for names, but they are not necessary. Names are not used. Feel the resonance of this message, transmission, if you will. This accounts for lots and credits upon giving back to clean, enlighten your body, mind, and soul. So this is that feline friend, and she's being told that you're giving back, all right, which is great. It's amazing way of saying how you go through the process of ascension. And I'm going to explain that as I read, and then I'll hate to spoil it for you before I get to the words, right? The earth is a camping ground. It is a quick way to bake a cake with outstanding final results. A quick oven A quick oven to overcome past decisions, shall we say. And then they say, beloved. I'm trying to read my own words because the channeling is so, it has a pace. And then because of the pace of this channeling, you can tell if it's a physical being, right? Or if it's a non-physical being that's part of a bigger collective. Like the example that I gave of a bucket and just one drop of water in that bucket, right? The bucket is the water is the whole collective, but an individual being out of that can come and communicate with any one of us. So it feels like you're talking to the whole and an individual at the same time. It's a paradox. Most things usually are. Let me read that again because of my sloppy writing. I wasn't really going for grammar here, okay? The earth as a camping ground is a quick way to bake a cake with outstanding final results. A quick oven to overcome past decisions, shall we say, beloved. So they're speaking like this. Do not worry about the process, but your thoughts of well-roundedness approach to achieving said accurate. Hold on. Do not worry about the process, but your thoughts of well-roundedness approach to achieving said is accurate. I think what they mean to say is results. That goes along with the previous sentence, and I'll read it again. In a way that, okay, do not worry about the process, but your thoughts of well-roundedness approach to achieving said results is accurate. In a way that you choose how quickly or how slowly your load lightens and you naturally become more responsible and you have more responsibilities. Yes, it's a beautiful planet. It's unique. All right? The long elliptical orbit sets it in the jurisdiction of the Pleiades. Okay? And there are kings and queens. A lot of the quarantine is because of the distortion that abounds in releasing truth. Read this article to see how much help is appropriated regarding destiny of this beautiful orb. So it seems to be a two-part message here that we're receiving, and I'm going to post the link to the article that they're talking about in a second, so you'll get to actually read the article first if you'd like, and then go ahead and read through this again. But I'm going to explain it as I go. Now, we will use this one. They're going to use this individual to channel information and bring information through as a sort of balance between maybe one and another and help out with the load and balance it out, because now there's going to be a release. It's my understanding there's going to be a release of information, a deeper sense of self-awareness, a clearing. I like to always call that a clearing, You hop in the shower and you clean your crystals, Epsom salts, whatever you carry. I always like to carry this one around because it's just fits in my pocket. So it's an amazing thing to have. And the energy is just incredible. Now we will use this one. Now we will use this one. You ask for names, but they're not necessary. Names are not used. Feel the resonance of this message transmission, if you will. This accounts for lots and credits upon giving back to clear and lighten your body, mind, and soul. So it reminds me of the message that Lakkar sent to me, which felt like a physical being. In this one, it's a more of a spiritual presence, if you will. The earth is a camping ground. It is a quick way to bake a cake with outstanding final results. A quick oven to overcome past decisions, shall we say, beloved. Do not worry about the process, but your thoughts of well-roundedness approach to achieve set results is accurate. In a way that you choose how quickly or slowly your load lightens and you naturally bear more responsibility. So as you release the stuff that you're lagging and you carry behind with you, which can be done in any simple way, you're going to bear more responsibilities. Now they go on to say, it seems like they're speaking about the ascension process and the planet, etc. So it's a two-part thing here. Yes, it's a beautiful planet. It's unique. The long elliptical orbit sets it in the jurisdiction of the Pleiades. They are kings and queens. A lot of the quarantine is because of the distortion that abounds in releasing truth. Read this article to see how much help is appropriated regarding the destiny of this beautiful orb. When they said that part, I realized that I've read an article prior, and that they're just extracting kind of this information out of my head, so to speak, so that I can post it here and let you and everyone know that we're on the ascension path and that things are going to be all right. And there's a lot of things happening now that we may not realize, but as we clear our energy, we clear our bodies, I am able to receive more channeled messages. Half the time I don't know what they're saying, but I get the feeling it just has to go out, because holding on to these things is it's painful. Seriously, it's just like, the more I think about it, the less I can recall about the process. So if I can write it down right away, I will. Most of the time, there's things that I'm just going to say to myself, I'll write about that, or I'll put my thoughts down regarding this. And I don't, because I forget. But this one came in quite clearly. Obviously, you know where I am, so I can quickly jot these things down and getting out to you guys as soon as possible. So I appreciate you listening to me, watching the channel, and just enjoying these messages that come along. So, take that information for what it is, and please continue to watch my channel and continue to learn, and let's grow together. Have a good one, guys.